jumped. Hold on. Let me find it.
Hey, there you go, Mr. Sco.
Here's a tune I used to know. The tune I used to know.
Hello, everyone. My name is Josh. With me again is my bearded co-host, Mr. Andy Fusco.
That is me.
Perfect. Stretch out the intro.
We've got nothing to talk about today. We're going to slow it down.
Welcome to the Chatter Podcast. If you did not know, this is an explicit podcast, so you have 5 seconds to listen to something else. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fuck.
Listeners can review the show on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Google Podcasts, personally, that's my preference. I enjoy. Are my peas popping? Pop that pussy.
Pop, pussy, pop.
You can send us emails and voicemails that we will read or play on air. Our phone number that you can call into, which I fixed today. So now it goes straight to voicemail. And it's got a pre-recorded message.
Does it really?
Yeah. So it'll be like, you've reached the Chanarang voicemail line. Leave your message.
We can actually do voicemails on that thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I think that'll make voicemails easier because our audience is dumb and doesn't know how to record a thing on their phone and then attach it to an email.
Yeah. No, they're really bad at that.
Aside from like 3 people. So there you go, Fast Eddie. We got a phone number now.
I would love to hear from that guy. He should be our first call.
Like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or if you're Australian, Snapchat. You can. So that's what Chanaran on Facebook, at Chanaran on Instagram and Twitter, and I think Chanaran on Snapchat. Right? Super hard to remember.
Yeah.
Wait,
nobody uses Snapchat.
Remember back when people used to snap us nudes? What happened?
I know, that was the good old days. That was back when you were single and people were interested in.
Come on, Eric Evanhouse. I haven't seen that dusty brown beehole of yours in a while. Hit up the snap.
Oh my God. Speaking of Eric Evanhouse.
Oh, hold on. I'm almost done.
All right.
Check out the Chanarant store at chanarant.com. Invite, share with your friends. And this episode is brought to you by our patrons, those lovely people who are watching this stream right now live. Fuck you, Windows, with your notification noises. So check us out, patreon.com/Chanarant. Fusco, what about Eric Evanhouse's butthole that you need to tell me?
I was just
This early in the show. I haven't even had enough of my bev yet.
Eric just gave me the thought of the Chanarant bikini, which is available now at the Chanarant store. But we've had a couple people who have ordered it, taken pictures of our lovely Bethia, of course.
I didn't realize how nice that thing turned out.
Yeah, it's really quite good.
We should probably share more of those pictures.
I have somebody else ordered it and sent me pictures, and I was like, "Can I use these publicly?" And she was like, I guess. So we might start promoting this more. And then we have, of course, pictures that we've never used. Mary went through the trouble. Mary, Queen of Legs, went through the trouble.
Great pictures that I still have to.
Trust me, I got like 700 pictures of Mary in a bikini, like just for us. I'm like,
that was the
I'm
funniest.
Gonna just keep this for myself.
Yeah, that was the funniest thing ever when she sent us she was like, yeah, like I'll model the bikini for you. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And then, like, soon as all these pictures, I was like, great. Like, who did you get to take them? I was like, oh, my boyfriend took all these. And he was very confused as to why I was...
why he's doing this.
He was taking pictures of me modeling a bikini for 2 bagpipers in America.
Right. I did meet him once. He's a lovely, lovely guy. So I think he feels reasonably... he shouldn't feel comfortable, but...
He shouldn't. No one should ever feel comfortable when Josh or Fusco are around your significant other.
Correct.
Like, hide your kids, hide your wife.
Exactly. But the reason I thought of Eric was because Eric also modeled the bikini for us, and we never used those pictures either.
I never got those, did I?
I've got the test shots. You never got them?
I got test shots. I thought we were going to get like a full
We were supposed to get a
album.
full... We were, and
I was going to do an entire like calendar, CR calendar that was just like our fans in the bikini.
In the bikini? That would be
men
amazing.
and women both. Like I want Mr. January to be Eric Evanhouse's bearded ass sitting on a Utah beach in the bikini.
I want Eric Rob McCallum, fucking James.
Rob in his hot tub.
Yeah, Rob in his hot tub with the bikini top on, right? maybe
Guys,
he was sitting next to his daughter.
Let's make this happen. The Chanarant calendar.
Oh my God, Chanarant calendar.
Chanarant bikini calendar, and it's all just Sixers.
You know who Mr. November is going to be?
Who's that?
I think I can make this happen. I'm going to get Stuart Little in a Chanarant bikini.
In the CR bikini.
Jack Lee wouldn't do it, but Stuart's pretty fun.
Stuart would. Yeah, he's a fun guy. Real quick, I want to thank our guest last week, Trevor, for coming out. And chatting
Trevor
with
was
us.
great, man.
It feels like that was forever ago.
I don't know if you remember this because you were pretty drunk and I was
pretty drunk.
reasonably drunk.
Yeah.
But Trevor, like, more or less offered to be our third person.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I think we should take advantage of
Yeah,
that.
I'm totally down.
We are severely lacking in that
mic?
demographic.
See this mic
This
right
is
here?
Trevor's mic.
This is Trevor's mic.
Whenever it's empty, we're on. We're in mourning.
Yeah, we're only 2/3 of a podcast.
Let's get a picture of Trevor's face,
and we'll just tape it there,
like,
and then we'll have his voice.
Yeah, I'll just give clips of his voice.
That way we don't have to. That way it can look like we're in studio.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't know if Trevor knows what he's getting into because like this is a colossal pain in the ass to do this every week.
Oh, dude.
And the planning.
He was so like excited about it. He's like, yeah, this is so much fun. Like I'm totally down. I'm like, you say that now.
Yeah, wait, give it like a few weeks and you'll be like,
give it 167 fucking episodes.
Like I gotta do this shit again,
and you will change your mind.
But I would love to have Trevor.
We had a lot of fun with him. That episode should be coming out sometime in December.
Yeah. That reminds me. Joe Brady called me yesterday. He's like, "Where are the episodes, bro? Like,
I just put an episode out.
I paid you for advertising." I'm like,
I just put a fucking episode out.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah,
I was like, call Josh. I don't know.
We've been putting. I've got us up to once a week. The problem is we just have a backlog.
We have such a backlog. Yeah. What are we, like 3 weeks behind? 4 weeks?
Yeah, like 3 or. This will make us 4 behind today.
We do have some good ones coming up. We have some people booked for the next month and a half. Yeah,
because we had Beer Boys, we had Trevor's, we had a grab bag. I think that was just me and you.
Oh, right. The one you just put out was the Rab one.
That was Rab. Yeah, so that was a while ago.
I'm sure that was horribly boring thanks to Rab.
Yeah, I mean, it was nitty gritty. We were just talking about.
Did you actually talk about bagpipes? Because Rab was there?
Yeah, we talked about bagpipes.
How boring.
Yeah, we talked about It was mostly just like me questioning him on is he keeping up with his piping in a pandemic?
Has he been?
He says he has, but it's a pain in the ass. And so listen to the episode, guys. But yeah, we talked about how there's some could you imagine if someone had to try to show you how to lap a stock over Zoom? That would suck dicks.
Dude, I do that for a fucking living. It's
know.
Nonsense.
Yeah, I cannot imagine trying to learn how to do something right that way.
It is really difficult. Which reminds me, the dojo is exploring the idea of a in-person tuning clinic, which is I've gone to in the past. I've taught for it in the past.
They used to do them all the time.
They do it every year, and I'm hoping it happens. Please, for the love of God,
just get all these motherfuckers in a room.
Get somebody in a room so I don't have to try to explain this over Zoom.
Like trying to explain over Zoom sucks.
It's the worst. Oh my God. But yeah, anyway. Rab, I'm very excited to hear Rab play someday. Like 4 years from now.
Yeah, I've heard him play.
I've heard him play Channer a little bit, right?
I've heard him play pipes.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, he played pipes for us. At some point. I feel like I remember. Well, you black out a lot more than I do.
That's true.
Yeah. So anyway, back to point number 1. Thanks for coming on last week, Trevor.
Yeah, all the way back to Trevor.
It was good. It was good to have you, man.
This is going to be random show today.
Speaking of having Trevor on, we were talking about soap on a rope before the podcast.
Yeah. Pre-show, we were talking soap on a rope.
Yeah. So Fusco, you were telling me that you didn't know the origin of the term soap on a rope.
I haven't heard of soap on a rope. I mean, I've heard it for years. Listen, my first origin of me hearing soap on a rope, and I swear to God this is true, is, do you remember the TV show Alf?
Yeah.
I mean,
he eats cats.
I
never watched it.
I watched that live.
Yeah,
I was like 10 when that came out, and I was like, I loved it.
I was a twinkle in Angus's eye.
Right, you weren't even born yet, and I was watching the show, and it was great. And he mentions that's the earliest time I remember anybody mentioning the soap on a rope joke, and I've never understood the soap on a rope joke. Like I just didn't get it. Like why? What's the deal? Do people stick it up their ass? Why would they do that? And then you explained to me pre-show that soap on a rope was what?
So to my knowledge, the origin of soap on a rope, the way it was told to me, was if you're in prison, if you're in the American penal system, emphasis on the word penal, emphasis on the word penal.
Penile.
The common expression is like, don't drop the soap, right?
Right, yeah, don't drop the soap,
because when you
yeah.
bend over to pick up the soap, someone's gonna fuck you in the ass.
Right, I've heard that many, many, many times.
So soap on a rope would be, if you drop the soap, it's on you can just pull it back up.
Right.
On the rope.
I wish I'd known that 30 years ago. I would have gotten so many more of these jokes that people talk about.
Think
soap
about
and rope.
all, and that's the way it was told to me. We've got someone in the chat saying they learned about soap and a rope at Boy Scout camp. So
I went to Boy Scout camp.
This is my surprise.
Well, I went to Cub Scout, not Boy Scout.
Were you canteen boy at Boy Scout camp? Did you ever see that sketch?
No. I don't think so.
Oh God, it was Alec Baldwin, Adam Sandler, canteen boy.
Saturday Night Live or something?
Yeah, it was on Saturday Night Live. That's a classic. We'll have to look that one up later.
That's great.
But yeah. So speaking of Fusco's adventures, you went out drinking.
I did.
I know. I can always tell when you're like properly a little trashed because all these artsy downtown photos start appearing on your feed.
Well, that was the night before.
Oh, okay.
And I was just walking around downtown because I'm looking at maybe moving to another apartment, maybe next lease when my lease is up.
Yeah, nice.
So I was just sort of exploring,
Trying to see what looked better than Ogden.
I mean, it's all the same, but like just a slightly bigger apartment. But anyway, I was last night was different. I went out last night with Rapey Rick, and
I'm glad that nickname stuck.
it's starting to stick. Yeah, and we were just having some fun. And I'd never been to Berlin. You suggest let's back up. We went out on Tuesday. We met some of my old bandmates, the guys I used to play in a rock band with.
Yeah.
For
So
karaoke.
Yeah, you invited after the band practice. Went to Artifice.
Yeah, we went to Artifice, which has karaoke on Tuesday nights. So across the way is this place called Berlin, and I've never been. And Josh is like, dude, you would love it. The bartenders are your type. Tits and tattoos.
Fake tits, tattoos, loud music, and good music. They play good music.
Yeah.
There.
So I was like, well, I've got to try that place out.
Yeah.
So anyway, last night.
Did I steer you wrong?
No, it was fucking fantastic. I went in that place. I'm like, and I'm too old for this place, but I'm okay with that. The bartenders were hot. They all had tattoos, like girls with sleeves and tattoos on their hands. Like I'm in, man.
Yeah, Fusco creamed his jeans.
Oh my god. And it was great, and music was pretty good. And it wasn't a sausage fest. It was like a lot of girls,
cool.
Shockingly.
The funniest thing for me is I went there with Court. We went to go meet some of her friends, and as typical 25-year-olds, they were about 4 hours late to meet with us. So we had lunch, and then we're like just kind of exploring downtown. We're like, oh, like Berlin Bar, I heard about that. I've never been. And so we went in, like had a beer, was like hanging out, because it's fucking hotter than fucking dicks outside.
It's ridiculous.
It was First Friday too, which was
dear
wild.
God.
And so yeah, we went in and like had a beer, and it's like just like loud punk rock and like fake titty tattoo chicks serving beers, and everyone was super cool. Like all the patrons were cool, the bar staff was all cool, and Court was the first one. She's like, oh, you got to bring Fusco for sure.
she knew it right away.
Yeah, dogs,
Shut the.
we're trying to record in here.
Oh dear God, what are they doing?
Luce, shut the fuck up.
That's right. It's all.
This is all part of the fucking Chanarant studio experience.
Part of the charm. Yeah, you gotta go deal with that.
Yeah.
So, what is Lucy doing?
Bear on the fucking couch.
Oh dear God, what is he doing?
He's gonna flip the fucking couch.
Yeah, he is. Bear is like 150 pounds at this point, and standing on the back of the couch. This is not gonna end up well. So,
Someone's sticking a fucking advert through the door.
oh, is that all it was?
Yeah.
Jesus
Bear,
Christ.
you're gonna flip that couch over, bud.
The first time he does it and he learns his lesson, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I just let them touch the stove, dude. I don't. I
That's what you gotta do.
Yeah, I could. I have a good teaching mentality that I will have to immediately change when I eventually have children.
Because you hold on. First off,
Because the thing for me is like I'm like, man, I could tell you not to touch the stove like 17 times, or I could just let you touch it once. Mm-hmm. And just like problem solved, Like. But yeah, so you liked Berlin Bar. We'll have to check that one out. We'll go together.
that place I could see that being a regular place.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Especially in that area, it's one of the cooler places in that area.
Correct, because we'll go for food at Cornish, and then we'll go across the way to Berlin.
Yeah. So
pretty
I'm glad you enjoyed your outing.
Yeah, and
to Berlin. Is that where you got shithoused or?
along the way we went to Atomic as well. We pre-gamed in my place. We went to Atomic, and then we got an Uber.
So you did.
We actually
you
caught
did the tour to booze.
Oh, we were full on. We were ready to go. And we were gonna do other places, but we were like, nah, fuck it, let's go home. So we ended up at Huntridge, of course, but we were only at like 3. It's like 3 a.m. I remember looking at my watch. I'm like, man, I just want to go home. Like, I've had enough. And so we went to Huntridge. We didn't order a drink. We just hung out and we were like, this is a sausage fest. Let's get the fuck out of here. So classic ending to the night. Thank God that it now exists in the same parking lot. Roberto's Tacos.
Oh, yeah.
We went to Roberto's. I had some taquitos. And we walked home. It was great.
Yeah, it's a decent leg, too.
It's a decent leg, but we were like, this will sober us up. I'm pretty hammered.
Yeah.
Or I could pay $40 for an Uber for a 3-minute drive.
And I've talked to people before, and it's so crazy because that's always been a thing for me. Like, I used to walk everywhere when I was like getting shitty.
Yeah.
Because you're like kind of sober up in between joints by like walking around, especially like when I was living up in Reno. It's like cold. So you'd walk home and it'd be freezing ass cold, and you're like,
that'll wake you up.
You're like, oh, okay, like I'm fresh. I can go to bed. Be ready for tomorrow.
Yeah. Dude, that's the best thing about at least being downtown. And well, you're in the Hunters District, which is right next to the downtown area. And it's only 5-minute, maybe 10-minute walk. It's not
probably,
that big.
Yeah. Like I've walked from your place to my place before.
Yeah, I've done it many times. I walked from Hunter. Jesus Christ, when Ozzy Broad was here, we walked from Cornish to back
to
to
like
place. Where she was staying at the El Cortez, I think, or wherever she was staying.
She was at the D, and then you walked back to
that's
your
what
place
it was, the
there,
D. Yeah, exactly. So, and that's where I lost my glasses. I haven't seen him since. Son of a bitch.
So
on that walk.
Luckily, he drives without. No, he's got contacts.
I wear contacts most of the time. But so anyway, it was great. It's a great time walking around downtown and just causing havoc. So, but yes, I highly appreciate Berlin. Recommend it.
Cool bar.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I like that place. I mean, nothing will ever displace HT as the greatest shithole.
No, somebody described HT very well recently. Who the fuck was it? I don't remember who I was talking to, but just within the last couple of days, and somebody said, "Oh man, HT Huntridge, like it's a black hole." Like I'm like, what do you mean? It's like you're in there and you get sucked in, and then that's it. Next thing you know, you wake up wherever you are. Like you end up blacked out. Like, but it's a black hole.
Yeah,
like,
for you and Beer Boy, maybe. For me,
no, for everybody. Like this is a third person, not in our world. Like I forget who the hell was I talking? I don't remember. But like this girl was saying something about like, man, there's like people doing coke on the fucking tables. There's like, and I've never seen that, but it wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't
if that
surprise
happened.
me.
But it's like
usually people have the decency to go outside and do their drugs.
They go in the bathroom. They go outside.
they go in the homeless banjo guy's van. And
dude, banjo guy was at Berlin last night. I swear to God.
Fuck me.
I swear to God. I saw him. I'm like, why is he here? This place is too expensive.
Let's have banjo guy on the show. I just want to know who the fuck that guy is.
Dude, we should, because he is fascinating.
I
He's
don't
a
want
colossal asshole. But
I don't want him to know where I live.
That's true. But he'll never.
We'll just bring the field kit and we'll just record it at HT.
That's a great idea, and just have him on. But we have to plan it so he's there.
Like live from Huntridge Tavern. If we did it like 11 on a Wednesday, he'll still be there, and there'll be no one else in the bar.
He's there. That's his area. He's
Dude,
always somewhere.
I remember one time I was drinking, and this was like post breakup, like over vacation or whatever. So I was like, it's like kind of like going out a lot at this time because I had money, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, and I was drinking at HT one night. And this was like Saturday night, right? So I was like, yeah, like I'm drinking HT, and like this happens to me a lot when I'm like at places. People come up and start talking to me. 'Cause I don't know what the fuck it is about my fuck off face, but people are like, oh, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? And so I'm talking to folks and like making friends as I do. And like talking to this chick, and I was like, hey, like, what's going on? And then she knew banjo guy, and like kind of talked to banjo guy a bit, and they were all just raging. I mean, I don't know what the fuck they were on, but they were gonna go all nighter, like 100% all nighter. On whatever drugs they were on, plus drinking their asses off. Like
they were on that monster shit you're drinking.
I remember walking in, and he was like making a Pabst staff with like duct tape and cans. You ever see?
Oh, dude, I was there that night. I remember this. Yes.
So, like I'm like talking to people, and I talking to this chick, and I'm like, oh, all right, cool. I was like, well, like I'm gonna go home. Like it's late. I got a dog. Like I'm out of here.
I've got a dog.
It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I'm gonna go home. And she's like, well, we should come. And this chick's like, oh, you should come back tomorrow. Like, I'll be here tomorrow. You should come back and hang out. And I was like, I don't think so, but whatever. So I went out. I had went and had breakfast in that morning, like just doing my Sunday shit. And like, I'm coming back to my house on Sunday after leaving that bar at 3 a.m. And it's probably like 11 or 12 at this point, as I'm heading back by on my way home.
Right.
And I was like, I'm going to pop in. I'm gonna pop into HT get a beer because I used to do that every Sunday after I did my chores. I'd go around lunch and I'd swing by HT and get a beer.
Oh boy!
And so I pop in and they're all still there.
Oh dear God! No.
And hadn't fucking left
From like the night before.
From
like 10, 11
yeah,
o'clock
like 10 o'clock the night before. I left at like 3, and then this crew is like still there. And I'm like, oh, y'all are fucking vagabonds. Like, what is going on here right now? And they're all just like kind of like
that's like
going through they're like going through the motions of partying at this point because there's like like the drugs and alcohol have taken their toll. And like I'm sitting there like I had like a pot of coffee. I'd done chores. I'm like,
you're like a normal human being.
I'm sitting there drinking my beer, and they're all just dying, just dropping like flies. And I'm like, yeah, y'all think this is pretty fucking sustainable, eh?
Oh, dude, the Coke runs out eventually. It always runs out.
I'll tell you what, man. The energy boost you get in the short term will not compensate for how long you're gonna be down. Like. You're gonna be down for 3 times as long as you're up on that kind of shit.
I'll tell you what, though. I don't know if I should say this now, but I don't know. Who cares? The down from Red Bull has been way worse than my down from ever doing any sort of drugs. Let me keep it general.
Interesting.
Yeah, like I've never felt that down.
I don't get a lot of down from like caffeinated bevs.
I only from sugar Red Bull, like not sugar free. Like
that's your problem. It's the fucking sugar that's killing.
Well, I've switched to the sugar free kind, but like
I mean, this radioactive horse piss is 0 sugar.
I prefer the taste of the sugar kind, of course, but
but also that's a generational thing because you grew up on more sugar than I did.
Oh my God, dude! Yeah. Like I lived on candy and sugar.
like
sweets.
When was the last time you saw me eat a piece of candy?
Like never. It's remarkable. Like
I don't drink soda. I don't eat candy. Like I'll have a chocolate bar every now and then because I like chocolate.
Like I'm by no means criticizing my parents because the one thing they always provided was food. That was like their thing because they were like.
Well, they're like the traditional.
They're from the era of like where they didn't have food as kids.
They're also like the traditional like kind of doting parents. Like it's like I haven't seen you eat in 5 minutes. Do you want something to eat?
It's like that Italian fucking like eating is like food is life.
Yeah,
like the way they express love is through food, like providing food.
You only had 2 sandwiches at lunch. Are you sure I can't make you something?
My mother, when I go there, like everything is about like you should eat. Let me make you something. Like and okay, so at first I used to. Okay, so in my 20s and early 30s, I used to like refuse it because I'm like, Mom, I can't eat this much. Like I don't eat like you guys do. It's just not possible.
And they're not like big.
No, they're
like I have no idea where they put it.
My mother's got remarkable, what do you call it?
Metabolism.
She's tiny and she eats, I don't know what she eats, but the food they make is insane. And I'm like, I can't eat this much. And I mean, I could, but I would be 1,000 pounds, right?
Well, it's like when we were in fucking Northern Ireland, man. Remember those boys clearing their plates?
Dude.
Like you get like the full English breakfast. And I would
I would touch maybe a quarter of it.
Like I would like force myself through like half of it. Because I felt like I was like, I was like, I'm eating. I'm with breakfast people. Like I don't want them to like be offended.
But they're not big people though. How do they eat
these fucking dudes that are half my size?
Right.
And they're just, I mean, they clear a plate in like 20 minutes.
And it's all fat.
I'm just sitting there like,
sausage.
I'm not
blood.
I'm not even criticizing. I'm like, holy fucking shit, that's impressive.
Oh my God, it's remarkable.
Because they're just like, do you want to eat? Like, are you sure you don't want to eat more? I'm like, oh, no. And like, how the fuck did you get so big eating as little as you do? And I was like,
exactly.
I was like, how are you still so small eating as much as you do?
It's the great Yoda quote. How you get so big eating food of this kind?
Yeah. Like, Jesus Christ.
Dude, like, but to be fair, your parents are, well, your mother anyway is similar. Like, everything's about food for you guys.
100%.
And it's the same for me. Like,
food is her love language.
Exactly. Like,
like
that's the love language book, like, missed out on making food. That's the one thing they missed out on. It's like, because that's what my parents do. Like I've been on this whole, like, fasting thing and all this shit, whatever, losing weight, whatever. When I went home back in May, that was a fucked off week, man. Let me tell you. I didn't.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I was like,
you had no chance.
I was like my mother makes shit. She's like, oh, let me make you breakfast at because I get up at noon. It's like 9 for me, but my time's all fucked up. So she's like, oh, let me make you breakfast. What do you want? Pancakes, bacon, sausage, everything. Like, goddamn, I can't eat all this. But I don't want to say no because I know what she's doing.
Yeah.
Like, it makes her feel good to make.
You. Yeah, she misses you and she wants to, cook your food.
Yeah, it's like, all right, yeah.
She knows that when she's not around, all you eat is fucking Taco Bell. So she's like, let's put some fucking.
To be fair, I haven't had Taco Bell in like months, but
let's put some vegetables in this fucking kid.
Well, vegetables to her is potatoes, and most people won't count potatoes
I don't
as
count
vegetables.
that. No.
Yeah. So I'm like, Ma, at least give me a sweet potato.
It's like just like sucking down French fries like veggies.
Exactly. To like Irish people and like potatoes are vegetables, it's not really the case.
It's not really.
Like it's got to be greens.
Yeah.
But so anyway, yeah, it's like food is a love language, man. And so
you need to do like the Office. Have you seen the Office meme where it's like it's the same picture? Where it's got Jenna Fisher's character. She's like, "Oh, I showed him this one, and then I showed him this one," and and she's like, "It's the same picture."
Yes,
you could do that meme, and it's like potato, carrot. Show it to an Irish person, and they're like, "It's the same picture."
It's the same fucking thing. Well, to be fair, the Irish people do love carrots too. That's those are the vegetables, dude. Whenever I go to Thai food,
show them broccoli. They're like, "What the fuck?
What is that?"
What is that tiny tree?
Dude, whenever I go to Thai food, which I love Thai food.
Oh, yeah.
I always look at the
And
menu
we have
like
such good Thai food in this area.
Oh my God, we do. But in curry, Thai curry is always like, it's either like basil sprouts or like potatoes and carrots. Like, fuck, that's what I want. I want whatever it is that has the potatoes and carrots, that's what I want.
You gotta start fucking with some pad see ew, dude. Get some greens in there.
Oh no, fuck that shit. Fuck bamboo sprouts and whatever the fuck.
Well, I don't eat the bamboo sprouts on anything anymore, not even like on pho, because like I read an article like one time about how most restaurants never wash them. It's a great way to get E. coli.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I was like, yeah, like it's not even like a part of the dish that I'm super stoked on. So why even risk it? Like,
dude, let me tell you a story. So I went to pho.
Is this
once.
an E. coli story?
No, I went to pho once with a, and I fucking hate it. I didn't know that until I went. But remember, okay? So a girl you used to date. I went out with one of her friends. Do you remember that girl? I'm not gonna say her name just to be fair. Your ex-girlfriend.
My most recent ex-girlfriend?
Before Courtney.
Okay.
The one you live with.
Yeah.
I went out with one of her friends, remember?
Which friend did you go out with?
Fuck, what was her name?
Obviously, it was a great date.
You'll remember
okay.
her.
I'll remember what it
because she ended up going out with somebody else that you know, and then she was super happy. She fell in love, all that, and you're like, you just gave me a lot of shit about it. But anyway, we went out to pho because like
that sounds like me.
apparently it was a horrible day. No, we had a good time, and when we did the Rio. What do you call that when you what the fuck when you hook up to a thing and they
Oh, the zip line.
We did a zip line, but we did the Rio one where you go from building to building on the Rio, and we also went to pho down in like Chinatown or whatever. But wonderful girl, very nice girl. But we went to pho, and I was like, I hate this. Like I'm like,
what'd you order?
Just
like normal,
the normal
like, rare
like,
steak.
There was like a thing with a bone, and there was like soup.
Oh,
and I hate soup.
Yeah, you got the wrong thing.
I got the traditional whatever pho is. I don't even know, and I'm like, I hate this. Like I'm trying to be like cool because I'm like super picky. You know that about me. Where are the chicken fingers?
Where's the chicken fingers and chocolate?
Where's the chocolate milk and chicken fingers? Like what the fuck is this shit? Oh my God, it was the worst. Dude, I'm like trying to be cool about it.
The few times that I've gotten you to try stuff that's like outside of your comfort zone, it was only because I cooked it.
Yeah, you're a pretty good cook. So.
And you'd be like, all right, I'll try this, and you'd be like, all right, that's pretty good.
But if you cook pho, I would not like it. I guarantee.
Dude, I just think you ordered the wrong thing. I think you should give pho a chance. There you go, episode title. We're good.
Give pho a chance.
Talk about a fucking grab bag.
Oh my God. Anyway, she was a lovely girl, and dude, the zip line from the Rio to the Rio is insane.
Oh yeah, so I filmed the commercial for that.
Did you?
Yeah, so when you see, they have one that they play, well, I don't know if they still play because this was a long time ago, but when I worked at Show Media, we had to GoPro all angles of the like thing that shoots down when you go.
Yeah.
And then, so I literally had to GoPro all angles of the thing, and I'm like, all right, we're going to lose like 4 out of 5 GoPros. Like, there's no way that thing goes. That thing goes fast.
It goes, yeah, no, it's
like,
serious.
We showed up with all of our kit, and I brought like everything I could think of to secure these things down. And then like they sent it once so I could kind of see the trajectory to set up the second shooter on the other building, which sounds bad. Sounds like a shooter.
No, not
like,
that kind of
when we say shooter, we mean person with a camera. But yeah, and so like, dude, I fucking strapped like this is back in the day of like GoPro 3s maybe.
Oh dear God.
So I strapped those fuckers all over this thing, and then I had to go all the way back down to the casino, all the way across to the other building where the thing was coming through, and all the way up the stairs. I couldn't take the elevator because you couldn't get to the roof through the elevator, and I had to be on the roof on the other side when the thing came up, so I get the reaction shot of them like hitting the stop, because when it like stops and takes you back.
Yeah. Dude, the scariest part is the part back.
Dude, because you can't see where you're going.
Yeah, and
also that whole thing, man. That whole thing makes
forward.
noises like. You're
like
gonna
it's about to die.
Yeah. Like, it's so sketchy because I wrote on it first because I'm like trying to figure out my angles. But yeah, that was a long night, dude. That was like a 10-hour shoot. It sucked.
Oh dear God. Yeah, but think about how great it felt to be doing that shit at the time. I mean, yeah, it's 10 hours.
It was
miserable.
fun. That was a fun. Well, and that was a fun job that I got paid for. I mean, you remember back when I worked there? That was at my video production job.
That was show media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I worked there.
You did the big
I did
twirly
the link
whirly.
stuff.
What do you call it?
Yeah, I did all the link stuff. Like that was a fun job, but I worked like 90 hours a week. It was insane.
You met who's the rapper you met?
Fucking oh God,
the big dude, big fucking guy.
Yeah, yeah. Let me. I gotta think of it. Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, yeah. I had to do the interview with Busta Rhymes for Dre's nightclub. And,
that's fantastic.
That was one of the more terrifying experiences, and he was the coolest fucking dude ever.
I can imagine.
But everything leading up to that point, like going through his like fucking armed security and all that shit, like everything leading up to that point was sketchy as hell.
Can you imagine that Busta Rhymes, who hasn't been, I mean, I like him and all, but he hasn't been a thing since 20 years ago, and this happened what 10 years, 15,
This would have been
7 years ago.
This would have been like 2014.
Yeah,
maybe
6 years ago,
2015.
and he's got that kind of entourage and security for a guy that hasn't had a hit since
Dude,
1999.
and then, like, we shot his show, and he fucking nailed it. Like that was such a good show.
Yeah, I mean, he's an entertainer. He's very good at what he does.
The thing you don't realize is he's the biggest motherfucker.
Oh, he's huge.
He's humongous.
Humongous.
So I have to mic this dude up, and like don't get me wrong. Like,
are you running like the cable through?
oh yeah, dude, like it's wild. So I have to mic this dude up, and I'm like, I'm like fucking. I'm a fan. So I'm like shit. Like I'm fucking meeting Busta Rhymes. Like that's fucking awesome.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
So
I love that song. Ba-na-na-na.
Yep. So I'm fucking micing him up, and I'm just like, and dude, the icebreaker, the ultimate icebreaker was I was talking to him, and it's like, hey, like I gotta mic you up, so I gotta get under your shirt and all this stuff. It's like, do you prefer Mr. Rhymes? And he's
Mr.
like,
Rhymes or Busta? What do we call?
I was like, do you prefer Mr. Rhymes? He's like, just call me Busta. And I was like, all right. I was like, I'm not dead yet. Let's do this.
All right, Busta. What is his name? Do you actually know his real name?
I could probably look it up. I do not know his real
he
name.
never said it? Okay.
Yeah, but super nice fella. He fucking, so we had my creative director was the one that conducted the interview, and I was like on second cams and audio. And she's like this little Asian chick, so he was super open. We had a great fucking interview. I have no idea I don't know if you can even find it to this day. I wish I'd kept more of that stuff for the old portfolio, or took more. Well, I couldn't take any behind the scenes photos, unfortunately.
Yeah, they don't allow that, right?
No.
It's supposed to be like discreet and shit.
That'd be a great way to get my dick kicked in by his boys.
Hey, if you never want to work in the industry again, do behind the scenes shit for yourself.
Do behind scenes and post it on Instagram and tag Busta Rhymes. See how that fucking goes.
See how that works out for you.
See how long you have your job, man.
I mean, to be fair, you're not in the industry now, so what's the difference? But
Yeah, that's true.
but you might go back someday. Who knows?
Yeah, but it was cool, man. You did cool shit. And then we like interviewed a bunch of artists that I guess were like really popular. I had no idea who the fuck they were. Like we did this interview with a band. It's like this DJ duo is Chromeo. And like, so I was like, I did do a BTS pick on that one. I was like, hey, doing this interview right now with Chromeo. And I had a bunch of my like friends that were,
Of course, that's the one that never hit.
like girls. It's like girls within the college that went to college the same time as me. That's
Right.
like the demographic I would say. We're all like, holy fucking shit! Like, oh my god, what? And I'm just like sitting there like, I have no idea who these guys are. Like,
They're not Steel Panther. Nobody cares.
yeah, it's like I don't follow DJs. I don't know who this is.
Do they ever turn anything? Because I've never heard of them.
Nah, man, I don't fucking know. Yeah, that's like it's like dance music, and I don't go to those clubs, man. I remember one
EDM
time,
or whatever they
I
call
remember
it?
one time I was fucking shooting this place, and like I got off my shift of shooting, and I was like, like I'm off the clock, like I'm done. All my kit's put away. It's in my bag, like around my hip. I was like, I'm gonna go get a bed before I go home. I went to the bar and I was like, all right, can I just get like a Jim Beam rocks? I'm just going to have that before I go. And they're like, yeah, absolutely. And I was like, cool. And they come back and I'm like, all right, that'll be $20. And I was like,
that's strip price.
And it was like one shot of Jim Beam over 2 ice cubes.
Yeah, and they did not over pour. Like on the strip, they do not.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, fuck me sideways. Like,
Well,
do you want anything else? I was like, yeah, to go home, like to get the fuck out of here.
To be fair though, like at HT they don't even have Jim Beam. They have, it's nothing but rock gut, right? So
Yeah.
granted, it would have been a quarter of the price.
Dude, I was like, what's your well? I was like, what's your well whiskey? They're like, oh, it's Jim Beam. I was like, all right, like I'll get that. Rocks.
Well, see, that's pretty cool though. Their well is Jim Beam. Like,
that's not uncommon.
remember when we used to go to Artifice back a couple of years ago, and we used to, because we were pretty broke 5 years ago.
I'm still broke.
Well, yeah, I was very broke.
I was
then.
like broke, not as broke again.
But we would order
get
that
the
one
well
bartender.
shots.
We get like no, let's get the well whiskey. Oh my god, dude! Like it was.
That is the easiest way to throw up.
Like I've never understood rock gut until I had the well whiskey at Artifice. Like seriously, like I'd hit it and I'd go to the bathroom like just in case I'd throw up. Like I'm gonna hold this down, but just in case, I'm gonna fucking. It was the worst.
That's when you have to go.
Like rock gut is a real thing, people. Like I didn't know that.
That's when you have to go to the bathroom and just like have sweaty teeth for a minute because you're not.
Just in case.
You're not.
Listen,
Totally
I don't want to throw
sure.
up at the bar. I just want to make sure that I make it through this 4 minutes of hell.
It's like what's that whiskey? Oh, it's McEpicac. It's like wait a minute, what?
Oh, it's the worst, man. Oh, fucking hell. Fucking hell, mate.
Oh my god. This episode of the Chanarant Podcast is brought to you by MacLellan Bagpipes, proudly made in North America by artesian bagpipe maker Roddy MacLellan from Eust, Scotland. At MacLellan Bagpipes, they don't strive to be the biggest, fastest, or the cheapest. They do, however, meticulously craft a small number of the best-sounding and most beautiful-looking bagpipes in the world since their beginning in 1988. Over the years, MacLellan Bagpipes has established a solid reputation for rich, warm, and stable tone, created with incredible craftsmanship and instruments of heirloom quality and unparalleled beauty. Head to BespokeBagpipes.com to learn more about their innovations like the new Elevation Chanter, which features a lower-pitched richness inspired by the classic top hand of older chanters and sustainable solutions like the Revelation Bagpipe, a Delrin instrument featuring bores lined with a cellulose polymer sleeve giving you the structural benefits of a Delrin instrument while maintaining a refined wood-like sound. Check out MacLellan Bagpipes' diverse line of instruments and learn more about their restoration work on vintage bagpipes by visiting their website at BespokeBagpipes.com. MacLellan Bagpipes, born in Scotland, made in the USA. And we're back. I remember to use the Foucault stinger that time, although I feel like I should replace, because like right now it just does a whooshing noise. I feel like we should make it be like when it's me, it's like me, and like when it's you, it's like woo or something. You know?
Just have different sounds.
Yeah, just
so
weird
they associate-
noises.
Yeah.
I was talking about on the episode that I most recently edited because I'm 4 behind the Big Rab Show. I mentioned the Droning On podcast and your episode and like how I'd recorded one. And one of the things I thought was really funny is that he does like he'll bleep with like burls and stuff
Does he
like
do
that.
funny sounds? Okay, cool.
He does like actual burls and like terrorless and things to bleep out stuff, which is really fucking hilarious to me. And I was like, yeah, remember back when we used to bleep stuff with like Voldemort?
Right, that's right. That's back when we had more time on our hands.
Yeah, fuck. Now we're just like, hey, we're gonna say bad shit, guys. Like here,
Fuck it.
in for a penny and in for a pound.
Yeah. The
Wait, did I lead that in with like, now a word from our sponsor before we did the break?
I don't know, but
All right, hold on.
say
I'll
it
do it
just
now.
in
I'll just
case.
do it now, just for safety. This episode of the Chanarant Podcast brought to you by our sponsor. Hey, it's time for us to take a break, and now a word from our sponsor. Okay, that gives us plenty of safety.
Do one more.
Do one more? Okay. oh man.
That was so
true.
funny.
Yeah. I remember that picture of Stu Little's butthole as well. But now we got to take a quick break for a word from our sponsor. Nailed it. Yeah.
See
we
how
got,
good
now
we
we
are?
have options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now we have a lot. Now we have a lot of options to choose from.
That reminds me. So I have a funny story.
Yes.
Can we come back with a story?
Dude, we're back.
So I went to my
We're back, Marty. We're back.
I went to my storage shed recently to look for something, and we all have heard the story of me being in a hotel room with Stuart Little a couple of years ago, 2016 or some shit.
Passed
God,
the fuck
it was
out.
a long time ago now. And I woke up and it was like,
where the fuck am I?
I'm in a room. I'm in a hotel room, and oh my god, it's Stuart Little, like Dracula. He's sitting on his back, and his hands folded across his chest, sleeping. And and the story goes that I stole his socks. I swear to God, I did not steal his hose. He left them behind, and I kept them. There's a difference, people. I just want to be clear about
Wait,
this.
so you have
I have Stuart Little's hose.
Are you mailing them back or are you framing them?
No. So here's the thing. Like, I've told the story, and I'm like, I don't know where they went. I have no idea what happened. I just don't know. So I went to my storage shed, and I was digging through some shit, and I found them. I'm like, oh my god, this story is real. And I didn't dream it. It actually happened.
Did you message Stu?
No, not yet.
Did you
But I
let
took
him
a
know,
picture.
like, hey, I got your socks, bro?
I took a picture. I'm like, dude, those are Stuart Little's hoses. That did happen. I was so excited. Like, all right, I'm gonna put them in a frame.
Yeah.
Because it's just goddamn funny that he left them behind. To be fair, I just picked them up.
You
I was
just
like,
kept them.
I thought I was gonna mail them to him, but I'm like, I'll just keep them.
Oh my god! So so every now and then, when you're down on yourself and when you're down on the state of our band, you'll just pull that out and
Just smell them.
just get some of the essence of sweaty post-concert stew.
I might jerk off into them. I mean, I don't know what the fuck.
Don't ruin them.
I might just nail them to my wall.
Yeah, your demon seed will just melt right through. You don't want that.
Oh yeah. So anyway,
That's fucking hilarious. So yeah, you have Stu's hose.
I do.
Does he know this yet?
No, I don't think. Well, we told him the story when he was here.
That's true. Yeah,
But
we did tell him the story.
I don't think he believes it, but it's for real. But it was a very drunken next day getting him to the hotel, to the airport. Like, he was hungover shit. We're all drunk and hungover.
Well, he went out with fucking Sheehan.
Sheehan,
Yeah,
yes,
which
exactly.
is a death sentence.
And she actually brought him to the airport because
Yeah.
I'm like, Sheehan, like, I'm fucked. I don't even know where my car is. I'm in his hotel. Like, she
Yeah, you
comes
guys-
down, picks
you
him
guys
up, brings him
died.
to the airport. It was great.
You guys died that night.
And I died in your arms tonight.
And then you were reborn in the holy fire of coffee and aspirin.
Can you imagine getting on a fucking plane to Scotland at that point?
Oh, being
On a
that
Sunday
shitty?
morning?
Oh God, no.
That's like, what, a 10-hour flight
Yeah,
or some shit?
I would be calling my friend Ralph on the little brown bag
Oh my God.
like the whole way there.
The whole way, dude. That's what he does for a living, though. He just travels, and he's hungover and travels.
I'm assuming you just dose up, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
pop a couple Dramamine and I'll see you tomorrow, kids.
I would assume. I mean, it was in Vegas, and Kelly Sheehan was involved, so there's probably lots of...
Yeah, you end up tearing up Fremont with MLK. You're going home either hungover on a plane or in a body bag.
Exactly. Oh, that's a great time. We had a great time. And then that time we had Alistair here, and we just fucking hammered downtown Fremont Street with Alistair.
Dude. Yeah, that was wild. Honestly, well, we've talked about this on the show before. The most expected thing was what a fucking tank Olivia is.
Oh, dear God.
She can drink more than any human.
Any person ever.
Like, and I say that as a person who I'm pretty sure I can drink more than anyone. Not her.
No. Dude, she would definitely bring you...
She brought me.
Oh,
like,
no.
yeah,
She
it
was
wasn't even bringing.
It's remarkable. Like, because she's
She kicked my fucking ass.
a normal sized human being for
Yeah.
her, for a pretty female. Like,
And not only that, she can after she drinks you under the table, she'll play pipes better than you,
correct. She'll blow your ass out of the water.
which is just insane. Like, this is some bullshit.
That's nonsense. I think she moved to Scotland. From what I hear, her and Alistair are still a thing, and she moved there. They're not married, but she's living in that situation. I don't know.
She's just holding out for someone taller. So
It's gonna take a while in
Patreon ad. You should become a patron. Patreon.com/Chanrant. Boom. I'm just crossing stuff off.
Just to hit the list.
Hit
the diff.
Discord. If you want to join the Chanrant Discord, it's a lot of fun. It's weird as shit. We just added the Mary Fuck Kill channel.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
That's a fun one.
Only JD participates, but otherwise, it's fun.
I posted one today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because he was like, he started putting it in like the general channels. It's like, JD, Jesus Christ.
There's a whole channel for this.
Like before, well, no, he's first he did a suggestion. 'Cause
Right.
we have a suggestion channel as well, where it's like, hey, here's stuff we'd like to see from all the people that are in the Discord server.
Right.
I was like, all right, cool. Like when I get to it, So he's like, oh, we should do a Marry Fuck Kill channel. I was like, oh, that'd be funny. Like, cool. And then he like immediately posted a Marry Fuck Kill in the main like feed.
Oh,
like,
okay.
It's like, Christ, I'll make your channel. Like he knew.
He knew how to push your buttons.
He had a gun to my head at that point. And he's like, Josh will get 700 notifications on the main channel if I do it here. It's like, Jesus, calm down.
JD
But
is no dummy. There's no doubt about
the
it.
Discord's fun. Some of the people who are watching this stream right now are
In the Discord?
doing it because they're in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
So Fusco,
Yes.
band is back in person.
Can you imagine?
I had a let me tell you how pissed off and what a bad mood I was in on my way to band practice on Tuesday because my truck was fucking being a piece of shit, and that was frustrating. And I'd also had a long day. I was like, great, I got a long day. My fucking truck's shitting on me. Now I gotta go fucking band practice or fucking assholes playing like shit, and everything's gonna be horrible. I had a superb time at band practice.
You know how I know you well, I mean, obviously your truck fucked up and that's annoying and I get it. But how I knew you walked in a bad mood because you were expecting badness.
I was expecting it to be horrible.
Horrible, right? So Josh walks in and he's late, but that's fair. His truck didn't start, whatever. And we were already at it, so I didn't know, who cares? Come in and just fucking sit down and do your thing, man. But like he immediately attacked me because one of the kids decided to Mia decided to braid my hair. And you're like, hey, Captain, what did you say, Captain?
Well, because you weren't doing call outs loud enough for us to hear it our end of the table. So I was like,
I wasn't trying to call it. I was trying to work the drummers.
oh yeah.
But fair, whatever.
Yeah,
So
for me, I was like, what the fuck are we doing?
Like, hey,
and
but-
like I asked Jeremy, and he's like, I don't know. And I was like, hey,
we're doing Jim Thompson over and over and over again. And
Yeah.
Jeremy knew because he was in charge because I was working with the drummers. I was trying to control them. But you're like, what did you call me, Captain
Man Bun.
Man Bun? Because I had sort of a man bun thing working on.
Hey, dude, honestly, the thing works. Like, oh,
But I was like, fuck, like the kids were having fun. Like I'm trying to have fun with the kids. She braided my hair and put it in a man bun. I'm like, that's funny. I don't care. Whatever. So
Didn't look
like,
bad.
But like you immediately walked in and were like, hey, Captain Man Bun, what are we doing? Like being a dick. I'm like, all right, we're doing Jim Thompson. Let's just, Josh, run it. Call it.
all right.
But what happened was, what was interesting was you were like, I haven't done this in so long. I don't even know how to call this off anymore. Like, what are we doing? How do we do this? I don't even know. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, we're just trying to get the drummers to get this shit right. So anyway, so you walked in a bad mood, but yet what happened? After
Oh,
that?
I had a great time.
We had a great time. Like
That was such a fun practice.
we had people and they kind of knew what they were doing.
There were moments that I thought sounded genuinely pretty good.
Yeah. And we didn't even tune. I'm like, I don't care. I just want to play. I don't want to go through that.
Yeah, I mean,
nonsense.
we didn't like fine tune, but it was close.
I mean, I tuned drums,
Yeah,
but
it was
a little bit. But
it was a close tuning, and it still sounded pretty goddamn good.
yeah, we had Jeremy come in from out of town who was
Dude,
just happened to be.
he got fucked on.
That's a whole fucking
Do
story.
we want to tell that story,
I don't know.
or for
Maybe.
poor Jer Bear? All right, so actually, no, I think this is a great story.
Okay.
For many reasons. One, Jeremy Tyree, big Jer Bear, our Jeremy, is the example of dedication that any pipe band member should aspire to, in my opinion. Like, people should aspire to be as dedicated to the band as this man.
I agree.
There's no getting around that. This is a man who drives 4.5 to 5 hours from Yuma, Arizona, to come play with us, instead of driving 2 or 3 hours to like Phoenix to play with a better
He
band.
could play with Phoenix.
Yeah, like to play with a better
I
band
mean,
than us.
It would annoy me, but I would understand it.
But he's just fucking dedication to the nines. Plus, I think he just hates the color of the Arizona band kilts. I think that's the only reason he drives to see us, because our kilt is cooler.
Right, for sure.
But yeah, so he is on his way to come. I mean, he's taking his family on a vacation, so we're kind of like part of that because he wanted to come to practice.
Like his wife's grandmother lives in Reno or something, so they go up to Reno often.
So his wife's grandma lives here, and then his
Right.
Tammy has a ton of family in Reno and friends in Reno because that's where she grew up. And so they're like coming through Vegas on the way to Reno. So the first part of this story that I think is important for our listeners is the dedication of a certain Jeremy Tyree to
he's a great bandsman.
showing up and just like putting in hours to play with the band.
Yeah.
Well, the second part that I think is incredible, and there goes my hero. I'm not taking all the credit on this one though, because anyone would have done this in our band. You or I would have done this.
You and I are. Yeah. Nobody else.
Nobody else even. Bill would have done it.
Bill would have done.
Bill would have done it if he wasn't working.
Nobody else responded.
Yeah.
Which shocked the shit out of me.
That did not shock me at all.
Just make a false claim. Like, yeah, I'll come
say
get
no.
you. Josh already said yes, he's coming. Just make a false claim. Yeah. You'll be a hero.
So Jeremy's truck breaks down, and like they're leaking coolant. For those of you who don't live in the southwestern United States, it's about 120 degrees here during the day right now. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, he breaks down in
he broke down. They limped it to Searchlight, Nevada,
right?
Which is like it's like an hour drive.
It's an hour from here.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's an hour drive out in the boonies. And so he had called me, and I like bitch buttoned him. I like sent voicemail because I'm like right in the middle of like prepping dinner. I was cooking at my parents' house. It was Sunday, so I was cooking Sunday dinner. And then like I saw him post a thing in the band chat that he was like fucking stranded in Searchlight, and I was like, holy shit, that's why he called me. So I called him back. And I was like, hey, what the fuck's going on, man? And he's like, yeah, like, you know, like my truck's leaking. Like, we're fucked. I got me and Tammy and the kids. We're sitting in the Chevron in Searchlight. Like, we just need, like, I can go with the truck in the tow truck whenever it gets here. But, like, I got to get the, you know, the kids can't. They're not going to have 4 people in a fucking tow truck. That's not how it works.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit, motherfucker. Like, I'll be there in an hour. Like, no worries.
Yeah.
So just.
But
Thank God I was already at the folks because I got 4 people plus luggage, so I could steal Angus's truck. Yeah.
But he posted to the band chat. We have a band app that we use, and he's like, "I need rescuing," and you responded. I responded. I was at dinner with a lady. I was on a fucking date, and I was like, "Hell yeah, man! Like, let me know like what's the deal."
Yeah, dude. Fusco was like, I don't have a car big enough for you guys and your luggage, but I could potentially borrow someone else's car.
I'll find a way.
Let me tell you what. I saw that luggage. It would not have fit in that Jeep.
You don't think so?
No, dude. They had like 7 bags. It was insane, and 2 bagpipe cases.
Yeah, but Jeremy didn't go. It was just the wife and the 3 kids.
No,
right?
I took all the luggage though.
Oh,
all out of the truck because the truck was going to a shop.
Oh,
so I took all their shit. Jeremy just had like his backpack and his gun, and that was pretty much it.
We would have found a way to make it work. I mean, they would have been okay. They would have been sitting on
guess
luggage,
what? If you're out between like Boulder and Needles in Searchlight, Nevada, and a tow truck driver's come to get you, and you shouldn't keep your piece on you, you are mistaken. You should definitely keep.
This
your
is like
piece
the hills
on
have
you.
eyes kind of shit.
It's a little gnar. It's a little gnarly out there.
What's that one? Fuck, I don't know.
But yeah, so I drove out to Searchlight. Got him and the family, drove them to, unfortunately, Sun City, which is like super freaking far away.
That's what we're saying?
That's where they're staying. Well, you know,
Sun City, which? Summerlin, Anthem, where?
Summerlin.
Oh, okay.
Summerlin, Sun City, yeah. So that's where her grandma lives, or her mom lives? Grandma? I don't know.
Grandma, I think, yeah.
I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, but dude, talk about 2 levels of bandsmanship. Like, 1, driving 5 hours to go to play like on a Tuesday practice because it's going to be in person, and 2, like you and I were both like, yeah, like where are you? We'll fucking come get you.
Yeah, where are you? Just tell me where I'm in. But like, I mean, granted, he was coming through because they were. And
Bill would have. We're giving Bill points because he would have done it too.
He would have done it. He was working, and he's a fireman, so there's no chance of him getting off.
Not unless he starts a fire.
He'd been like, set a fire so he can
start a fire in Searchlight. We'll see if the city fire rescue makes it all the way out there.
But no, that was cool. But yeah, no, that sucks. But Jeremy's family is in Northern Nevada, or at least his wife's family is Northern Nevada, so they come through every once in a while. And he was like, hey, I'm going to be in town this week. If we can set a practice up, it would be great. And at first, there was no plan. We didn't have a plan to have our practice because we do every other week in person.
Yeah.
And it was one of our off weeks. I'm like, let me explore options. Let me see if I can make something happen. And I was able to. And then this happened. I'm like, fuck. Like, we went through this process. Like, dude, if you can be there, great.
Don't worry about it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I want to be there. And he brought his kid. I think it's his oldest boy. I'm not 100% sure, but
the Piper
kid.
Yeah, and he's doing good, man. I mean, he can't tune himself for shit. But
No,
he's also like fucking 14, 13.
He's like 4'6".
Yeah, I don't know.
No, he can't tune himself, but that's okay.
The most fun part for me is just hazing the shit out of his kid constantly. And
he was standing next to you.
I was just giving him so much crap because that's like how I came up was through that kind of system. I was like, hey.
Yeah, but Jeremy is super like conservative. Like his generally. I mean, they're funny, but they're also pretty conservative. I'm sitting there
like, hey, don't fuck this up. And the kid's just like, well, now the kid knows me a little better, so he just kind of laughs. But
well, you learn that through Graham. Like, you're at the line. Don't fuck this up. Just
I remember. I've told the story before. The first time I was at a contest, like I was like maybe 15. And I'm standing at the line at the Vegas games, and Graham's like, "No, don't worry about it. Just don't make any mistakes, or we'll kill you."
That's a great line.
I was just like sitting there like, "Fuck!" This is like I had like looked at my hair was sewn into my hat.
Hair.
You know?
Yeah. But speaking of Graham, that motherfucker wasn't there, and he was supposed to be, and he was supposed to be ready to go.
I talked to him this week.
Did you?
Yeah.
What was his excuse this time?
I talked to him this week because I was just because he called me and I was like, "Hey, like, how's it going? You know, what's going on?" And so he said he's going to be there on Tuesday. I would bet against it if it were me.
Safe money is he will not be
safe
there.
money is he will not be there. But I've been talking to him because I think we should just like go hang out at fucking Graham's place and drink beer and float
and sit in the pool.
Yeah.
I don't even give a fuck. I don't need him to be in the band. I just need him to provide places.
I
for us to hang out.
I have a all access pass to Graham's pool for us to just hang out.
Dude,
you know what it is?
What?
My girlfriend in a bikini.
Oh, he's all over
That's
that.
it.
Hell yeah.
He doesn't
Graham,
want to
like,
see me.
He's like, come on over.
Yeah. He doesn't
Does she
want to
wear a bikini?
He doesn't see me. Well, not like a bikini, but you know,
Can we get her in a chain wrap bikini?
because those cannons don't really fit in a lot of things. She's gonna fucking punch me when if she hears.
Yeah,
it.
but if Graham is in, I'm in. Like, hey, I just want to piss in his pool.
you just want to reenact Mushroom Boy.
I want to pass out on his couch and piss in his pool. That's dude. Some of the best times of my life is doing nonsense with Graham.
But going back to the thing that started this tangent, yeah, man, I'm very excited. I had a great practice. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It totally changed my mood for that evening.
Big time. It was like
night and day. Well, and I've talked about it before. It's like, you know, I always treat like band practice to me is like going to the gym. The hardest part is getting yourself there. And then once you're there, you're like, oh, thank God I went.
I very often walk through the door with this attitude, and it's just my nature. I don't know why, but like, fuck. Get myself ready. Like, I got to mentally prepare for like, oh, here we go.
Well, because traditionally we have to mentally prepare ourselves to be disappointed.
Correct.
But on this occasion, that was not the case.
No.
I was actually pretty happy.
No, and maybe it's all in expectations, I suppose, but like people...
Like I was stoked on the drums.
Yeah.
We had a new drummer.
We had a new drummer, a new tenor who has a fucking clue, which is great.
I really need us to just rip that Band-Aid off and make fucking Chum the lead tip instead of Fuckface.
It's eventually going to happen.
Don't get me wrong.
Fuckface knows more.
I love Fuckface to death. And I still think that he has a much better idea of like tone and like some improvisation and fills.
He's been playing in pipe band so long that he can do whatever. He can do anything on the fly. Anything.
But he's like an Arnold
Yes.
to a Jason, and Chum might be our Jason, if that makes sense. This is gonna be a really weird analogy for anyone that doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Fuckface has got skills, like
He's got mad
unbelievable skills.
Just unreliable.
He's just incredibly unreliable. And Chum also has skills, but not experience in pipe band. So, like, give him some time.
I don't think his experience. I don't think it matters. Like, I feel like he just delivers.
He just delivers because he works his ass off.
Yeah.
And he cares. And they're going to be good. The thing that worries me is, like, we got to take advantage of this while it exists because Fuckface might fuck off at some point.
When was the last time we had this much, like, talent? It's been a fucking while.
A while.
Like, we got two really talented, tips.
The two main snarers are incredibly
super fucking talented.
And I hate that word, and I still agree with it. Like, they're both
That's the only way to describe it right now, though. The only way to describe it is talented.
They're both
I don't like that
phenomenal.
word either. But
no. And like,
because talented traditionally implies a lack of work.
Well, it implies, like, God-given gift, which I don't agree with.
There's no such thing.
I believe it's work. And maybe work from the past which is what Fuckface is probably, like, in his working his way up through the grades or whatever, like, he probably just worked his ass off back when he was a younger guy.
Drummer Graham.
Yes.
I just now realize why I like the person.
He's Drummer Graham. I really like him.
I just realized why I really like the person.
But he's
and
also
the same gripes.
He annoys the shit out of me because of his.
It's Drummer Graham.
Okay, so I'm a musician. We're musicians, right?
I like to think so. Some days are better than others.
Well, yeah. So artists are notorious. Okay, traditionally or stereotypically, maybe artists are flaky. Just flaky in the head, not necessarily flaky show up, but
not necessarily in person, but kind of scattered
in their brain, right?
Yeah.
But we are not. Like, I'm incredibly focused, if you will. Like, this is the plan. This is what we're doing. But like, he's not like that. Like, and Graham is not like that.
I would say of the two of us, I'm the flaky, like scattered one.
Absolutely.
But that's only because my head's like going.
Because you got a million things going on. Yeah.
100
but like,
times
let's
at
take
once.
Graham. Like, Graham is incredibly musical.
Yes.
Very naturally musical. I don't know if it's natural, but whatever it is, he's very musical. Like, he can play. Like, he creates emotion.
Mm-hmm.
His technical skills are not that great, but he's very musical, right? And Fuckface is similar. Like, incredibly technical, very musical, but also like he's just all over the fucking place. Like, he shows up without his fucking hose. He's got the wrong hose. Like, he's one of those. It drives you nuts.
The saving grace for me, the thing I love about him, and we should probably come up with a better
Graham
nickname
or
than
Fuckface?
should probably come up with a better nickname. I love that he has like this incredible improvisational ability.
Incredible ability to improv.
Like I remember we did that like one of our first in-persons, and it was kind of just like 3 or 4 of us
back in like February or something.
Yeah, and we were just like fucking around.
just because we're like,
hey, like what if we just like tore this whole thing apart and like improv some shit, see what we like, write it down, stuff like that. So we had like a really creative session. Right. And oh my god, dude, that motherfucker's just like, he's like, oh well, what about this? I'm like, shit, that's fucking dope.
Dude, it was killer. Like, we would get murdered in a competition for that, but it's incredibly fun. Like, I was like, dude, that's fantastic.
Like, he'd rip these riffs off, and I was just like, fuck yeah. Like,
him and Tim, like they have.
You know
Chum.
me. I measure everything on the Chub scale.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim and Fuckface and Chum were like they were having
just the new Fuko McGurkin is Fuckface and Chum.
On the drum side. Oh my god. But they have the greatest time. Like, they're just laughing their asses off fun. Doing a bunch of like drumming. I guess you could call it riffing. Like
but it's like it's so cool when they can, because it's been so rare in my experience at lower level bands to have drummers that like one can improv.
Yeah.
2,
they're so good they can.
They can like listen to the pipe music and kind of play to it.
Yeah. Yep.
Because the whole idea, in my opinion, is always like drummers are playing to pipers that are playing to drummers that are playing to pipers.
Right. It's a lot of that. It goes wrong.
And
horribly.
like when it's just like, no, I'm gonna set the beat at 84 and play the score exactly as written, and then you're gonna set the beat to 84 and play the score exactly as written. That's when shit sucks. That's when you get into like these weird grade 5 band type situations where it's just like, it's technically correct, but
it's not fun.
But there's no musicality or emotion to it whatsoever, because you're not playing together. You're just both playing on 2 tracks parallel.
You're playing on tracks, and you're hoping they're kind of at the same time.
You're playing on. You have 2 trains starting on parallel tracks, and that's what you think the music should be, as opposed to 1 train or 2 trains that are like doing this without hitting each other.
Well, this is the thing that happened 2 weeks ago. Not the most recent practice, but the one before that. Before we had like a full on practice, it was like you and me, Mike and Fuckface and Chum.
I just want to see that cop show.
Fuckface and Chum.
The buddy cop show that is Fuckface and Chum.
I can't wait for that. But it was like, and there was like a couple of us. It was like, what's his name? Rick was
Mark, if you listen to the podcast, Mike.
You don't even know his real name.
God, I've been calling him Mark this whole time.
His name is Mike.
But yeah, no, if you listen to the podcast and you want a better nickname, I'm accepting submissions, chanarant@gmail.com.
Give us ideas. I like Fuckface, though.
I think Fuckface and Chum just rolls off the tongue. We could do like a shirt where it's like both of them in aviators.
Yeah, Fuckface and Chum. That's great. He's got that like Al-Qaeda beard.
Well, he's like the grizzled veteran. And then Chum's like the
he's got all
hopeful newbie.
He's got the hope. He's got hopefulness. Yeah,
there's a buddy cop drama written right in there.
Oh my god, the 2 of those guys would be classic. We got to make them on our YouTube channel. The next thing is
Fuckface and Chum.
Fuckface and Chum. Dude, we don't need to be in it. Let's just produce Fuckface and Chum.
Like just what do you think about those fills, Chum? I don't know, Fuckface. What do you think? Like,
the dramatic glasses. Dramatic glasses coming off. Oh my god. Oh, that'd be so funny.
I want producer credits on Fuckface and Chum.
The new buddy cop series. Fuckface.
Here's the thing I love about grab bag episodes. We are so far down the fucking rabbit hole. Okay, real quick. Let's do a little bit of business.
Oh, do we have business to do?
We got business. Let's do the raffle winner.
Oh, yeah. We had a raffle back in June. I just fucked it up.
So as most people know, the Patreon audience, we pick one patron every month that we send them a free piece of merch. This month's winner is
Ian Gome.
Gome? Gom?
I don't know how to say it. Ian. But
Ian,
I met him once. He's
Ian,
a good
let
dude.
us know how to pronounce your name and what piece of merchandise that is a T-shirt.
T-shirt. Something relatively inexpensive.
Yeah. Pick it, let's say like what, 30 and under? We'll count that.
Yeah, 30 and under.
We need to know what you want and what size. Send it to chainerant@gmail.com and we'll put that motherfucker in the mail.
Ian's a long-term
long-time supporter, man.
We like Ian.
I guarantee now that he's got his free merch, he's gonna tap out.
Ian was one of the first people that I felt the whole like I'm famous experience with. So I went to.
Are you famous?
Well,
Bagpipe famous is not famous.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Bagpipe famous is not
It's not famous,
my
but
friend.
you know what I mean. So I went to Winter Storm and Ian was like, he came up to me like, oh my god, like blah blah blah, whatever. I don't even remember it exactly. I'm like,
so
Ian,
basically, Ian, you were completely forgettable. And,
no, Ian was he's a good dude. He looks like Rab, kind of, only chubbier. If you imagine Rab, only chubbier.
It's such a harsh thing. Ian, we love you.
Ian, he's like Rab but fatter.
So we got to raise that limit to 40 because apparently he needs a 2XL.
He needs a 2XL
because Fusco's being a dick.
Apparently I got like 2XL. Fucking hell. No, Ian's a good dude. Ian is funny.
Never mind, Ian. There's no longer a limit. You can pick whatever piece of merch you want.
Yeah, dude. If you want a hoodie, fair enough.
Is
You're in
members,
Canada.
Is the members jacket still up? I don't think that.
No.
I don't think that comes in Ian's size, but
no, we haven't had we got to get the members jacket.
The members jacket was pretty cool. I saw Ozzy put it in her 100-day challenge video recently. Shout out Oz.
Did she?
Yeah, she was wearing it when she was playing her team.
Dude, the members jacket is one of my favorite actual pieces of clothing that I actually wear.
I've got some new stuff in mind that I think people will like.
We need new shit because it's been stale.
No. I'm also limited by the products that are available. Most I can only adjust the designs. But
That's what I'm saying. Like T-shirt that says.
I have some ideas. I have some ideas we can talk
Dude,
about.
this is what we do. Let's just aim our product marketing towards bands. So like, let's create a shirt or whatever, hat, whatever it is, that's aimed towards Eric Evenhouse. Like just do like the stash. Just that.
Just his mutton chop.
That mutton chop thing, and that's it, right? You know, and all the Utah people will buy that.
So I want to give a quick shout out to the Filthy Pipe Band Facebook group, which has been going gangbusters.
Yeah, they're insane. Those fuckers are insane.
Yeah. So if you want, it is a private group. If you want admission, you can request it through the Chanarant Facebook, I believe. And we mostly approve everybody.
For the most part, I actually denied somebody the other day.
Deservedly, I hope.
It was one of those Indian.
I tried to deny that, and you'd already done it before I got to it on my phone.
I saw it was like
the
Punjab fucking
yeah,
India
the same guy
shit.
that always like emails me at the Highland Games accounts for like, like we make high quality Highland gear. I was like, no, you fucking don't.
No, you don't. Fuck you. I decline that fucker. Like, yeah, dude, you aren't prepared for this shit.
Yeah, you don't belong here.
Although we still have questionable.
You're in the wrong neighborhood, son.
Yeah, there's still spies in there, but
You got spies in there?
I don't know. I think so. I don't know.
All right, Filthy Pipe Band group, smoke them out.
Smoke them out. We got to find the people who you don't recognize. You got to be on the inside.
Smoke them out.
So, like...
But I saw it jump from like 190 to 230. It's been fucking nuts.
No, it's been going up for sure, no doubt. I'm not going to give you credit yet. I'm going to reserve credit. I don't think you did it on purpose. I think you just lucked into this. But I'm gonna let it sit. Let's see what happens. Give it another month, and we'll see what happens. And then if it's true, then I'll give you credit. But you got to earn it. You got to earn credit, bro.
No worries. I have the advantage of knowing I was right all along. So it's a very easy way to live life.
Dude, trust me. As a pipe major, I am aware of this confidence of rightness.
I would describe it as righteousness.
Righteousness, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So, Fusco, having a bit of a dry spell there, bud? I saved it for him to take a shot. Oh, you're going to be a mess.
Dry spell in what way? What do you mean?
Well, you were telling me that you were a little pent up in the old penile.
Oh.
Before and I said save it for the show.
Oh, that.
How's it been going? How's the dating scene?
Dating scene.
Are you still like doing like apps like
Oh yeah.
Tinders and I always thought Bumble was better.
Yes. All of those. All of the above.
Less bots. Are you doing farmers only?
I've never done farmers only. If I was in Northern Ireland, I would, because that's where a lot of hot goes.
There's only farmers there.
That's all it is. It's It's a killing field out there right now. Because
I have to imagine because shit's reopening. People have been pent up with their
June 1st.
People have been pent up with their vibrators.
Mm-hmm. Like women just don't care. They don't. You don't have to look good.
and a vibrator won't buy you drinks, but an Andy Fusco will.
Absolutely. I'm very generous, as Josh well knows, because I buy him drinks all the time when I'm drunk. And dude, it's wild out there right now. Like Vegas is full on.
Nature finds a way.
Nature, exactly. Like nature finds a way. Yeah, it's crazy.
Everybody just got vaccinated. They're like, let's fucking rage. And to our listeners who are in other places where there's not as much vaccination, sorry. Like,
I guess.
I don't know, man. Like we live in an entertainment industry. We were really concerned about getting people vaxxed ASAP.
Here's the thing, though. Like everybody's back out full on. Fremont Street is chaos. Like everything's chaos. Like pure on. And guess what? Nothing's changed.
I went out the other day. Didn't even carry a mask on me.
Did not. Dude, I'm just about getting to that point where I was carrying it for a couple weeks. I'm like, I don't know who's gonna make me wear this thing. I don't know, whatever. But I'm vaxxed. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like I got.
The thing that confuses me is I still have I know a lot of people that are anti-vax. I'm like, I get it. Like, okay, like what are you trying to prove? Like you're trying to prove that you're independent, I guess.
We call those people idiots. So on another note. Dirtbag Olympics 5 coming up soon.
Is that happening? Is that a thing?
Yeah, so we need more submissions, though. We're still waiting on submissions for everyone. Dirtbag Olympics 5, quarantine edition. I want to know your dirty quarantine stories.
I've got some.
So
listen, does Dirtbag Olympics 5 have to be all my fucking stories? Come on.
Yeah, we need some more submissions. One of the things we can do is you can submit them anonymously or otherwise at channelrant.com/dirtbag. So hit up that fucking thing.
Dude, we are not going to out you. I promise you.
Well, you get to pick. You get to pick whether or not you want to be anonymous, use a moniker, use your name. The name field is not required for the form.
It's going to be good.
Oh, no. Oh, I heard that hickey.
That is bad news.
That's not good.
Bad news bears.
But yeah, so Dirtbag Olympics 5, we need to know this. Fuko, so to close out item 6, your dry spell, you're getting laid, right?
Yeah, yes.
Good man. All right. So we have so much more things to talk about that we don't really need to talk about. Let's blow through some easy stuff. Dojo U, how's that been going, bud? Busy?
Great. We're busier than ever.
They've released a new book. Doogie turned the Finding Bagpipe Freedom course into a book with the significant help of our good friend Ozzy Osbourne.
Which we're going to have him on the air the weekend of July 4th. Ozzy Osbourne and... Listen, we're not going to
We're finding Bagpipe Freedom on the most free weekend in the world, which is July 4th weekend. So the show's going to be on July 3rd, though, because I'm going to be hammered on July 4th. So
well, we can't do it on July 4th.
It'll be July 4th for Ozzy.
Correct, yeah. But she doesn't care.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
Because Australia doesn't matter.
Well, because they haven't beaten off the Monarchs yet. We have.
It's going to be fun because we're going to have Ozzy Broad and AD Doogie on, and we're going to talk about what it's like to write a book with Doogie.
Well, we were originally just going to have Doogie on, and then I realized I didn't want everyone to unsubscribe, so we're bringing on Ozzy as well.
Right. We gotta go with what works, which is Ozzy Broad, not Doogie.
The only other. Also, speaking of Dojo stuff, you can still get your premium test drive for $1 at channelrant.com/suckglass. There you go. Boom.
Yeah.
And I think we have a link for the book, but I don't have it built yet,
We do.
so we're screwed.
We do. If you you want to buy the book, which you should, because Bagpipe Freedom is
freedom.
I think the mentality of this is very, very on point.
It's very much on brand for the dojo. If you've not experienced any dojo learning materials before, and we'll make a link. What should we call it? Chainerant.com/book. No.
Book.
It's Chainerant.com/freedom.
Freedom.
All right.
Freedom.
All right. So I'll make that link after the show, and you can get the book. If you have dipped your toes in the dojo before and don't really understand what the fuck's going on, I think Camille probably did a better job of explaining it.
That's why we're having her on, because otherwise we'll fuck it up. So we need her to actually keep it on point and describe it, because Andrew will give himself a lot of credit and blow himself, and then Aussie Broad will tell us the reality of what it's like to write a book. Show. What is it like to write a book with Andrew Douglas? And that's actually what I'm care about. Like, obviously, it's a good book. Like, there's not that many.
It's gotten rave reviews according to the Dojo Instagram.
Right, correct. So, but what I'm interested in is, like, what is like for Aussie Broad?
It's more about the process for me, yeah.
Like, what was the back and forth like?
Because I've worked with him on books before, because I did the planner.
Right.
But that was easy. That was just like, just make these pages different.
Right.
It wasn't blocks of content.
Yeah. I'm so curious to dig into how this happened. But anyway.
So, Fusco, you had an item here. Jennifer from Canada coming to Vegas.
Apparently, Jennifer, who's a new member of the Patreon or patron or whatever the fuck you call it. She's a patron. Is coming to Vegas. She just booked her trip. And, of course, in true Chainerant fashion, apparently we have to meet with everybody that's a patron.
Everybody comes to Vegas.
If you come to Vegas, we will meet you. We will meet with you. There's a good chance I'll have sex with you. But, I mean, not necessarily.
You hear that, Eric Heavenhouse? You have a chance.
If you're Beer Boy Brad.
Come on down.
But anyway, Jennifer is coming, and she was hyper opposed to the...
That's Bear's tail underneath the door.
I was like...
No, his tail fits underneath the door. It's weird.
But I'm looking forward to meeting Jennifer, one of the patrons. And
cool.
So this brings
we gotta do some content.
This brings up a question, though. The November concert.
Yes.
The idea... Okay, one idea proposed is a Piper's Dojo meetup in Vegas the week of the concert. Give them an opportunity to perform together. What do you think?
I was the one that, you remember the conversation we had at the Black Hole?
Yes, but they don't know that.
Yeah. So, no, I think it's a great idea. We're always looking for an angle on these things. I don't say that in like a facetious advertising way, because as far as I'm concerned, we can still make the concert free. We have the means to make it free.
Sure.
The thing for me is, like, I'm always looking to outdo whatever we did creatively prior.
It's all about creatively. Creatively, yeah.
It's all about that. Yes, it's all about
creativity.
Sure you don't want this?
I need another beer.
But here, I got one. That's not open.
Oh, you do?
There you go.
Oh, okay.
But so I think that a cool angle, in my opinion, for the concert, and we talked about this, because for a lot of people, the Hundreds Tavern is a black hole. For us, it's like the nexus of creativity.
Correct.
You have to fly too close to the sun to like truly appreciate ideas.
Yeah.
It's weird too, man. We have like the one booth. We sit in the booth. Ideas pour.
It's magical. It's magical.
It's a magical place. But yeah, so currently what we're toying with is the idea of having a bunch of your students come to Vegas for a dojo meetup, perform at the concert. You know, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but also kind of this intro video idea that I will not disclose. I think it's awesome, man. I think there's something to be said for immediately post-pandemic, getting all the people that you've been talking to through a screen into a room.
I agree.
And just like kind of a show of force, right? Like
show of force, yeah.
Show of force of like, hey, guess what, motherfuckers? Like, we made it. We made it. We may not be as good as we were, but we'll be good again. Like, fucking...
But we're here. We're here. We're still standing.
Surviving is more important, right? Like, yeah, like, sometimes surviving is more important than winning.
Correct. Absolutely. It's like life is survival. It's not...
So I think in this case, like, to be able to show, especially because, you know, our concert very much focuses on our local community. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of twofold, right? Like, for our... national and international community that, you know, you work with all the time on the dojo and we do content for and stuff like that, there's a win there because, like, hey, we beat it. Like, we can get together again and have beers and play pipes and fucking fuck you, Rona, fuck you, everybody.
Right.
For our local community, I think there's a benefit there of just like, hey, like, you don't even, like, they don't even understand the vastness of the piping community whatsoever. Mm-hmm. So to be able to display that through having all these people from all these places and like showcase that, I think is fucking brilliant. Like just be like, hey, just so you know, like you've only been exposed to us for however many years. Here's the larger community behind us that fucking keeps us going.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
I think that's an important thing that not only does it give the opportunity for pipers from all over to just like fucking cut loose for a bit and have fun, but it like kind of educates our community on like, hey, this is bigger than just our band that you can't get the name right of when we're playing events.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder, like, with our local people, if they.
Our local people don't appreciate what they have. I can preempt what you're trying to go for.
Yeah,
there.
Exactly. So like
I wouldn't just say the people who
I might be trying to make a point here.
I want to just say the people who are showing up to these events don't necessarily understand what they have. The people who are part of our organization don't understand what they have.
It's like, oh, it's just another Tuesday, and we're gonna show up and fuck around. There's a lot of people out there that really fucking work their ass off and care, and let me show you what that is.
That would be amazing,
you know. And that's a little, maybe that's a little selfish and a little whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
Well, it's kind of twisting the knife a bit, but I would also argue that, like, you know, you didn't know that you were shitty until you saw someone good, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so
it's all relative,
and that applies to anything.
Yeah,
like it's not necessarily about being better at the music. It's not necessarily being better at like instrument maintenance or tuning. Sometimes it's like, hey, you didn't know that you were being shitty at being a band member until you saw someone that's like would travel just to fucking have the opportunity to do what you get offered all the time.
Right. Yeah.
So exactly. It's one of those things where it's you know, people don't realize their privilege in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. The privilege is easily.
This is why I think we should just pull kilts. I told you this before.
Yeah, but I guess we're not doing gigs either way.
The kilt is a right.
You gotta earn it. You gotta earn it. It's not a right. It's a what's the right word? It's a privilege, not a right or whatever.
Maybe a privilege. Maybe a burden.
Well, it's definitely a burden. If you're leadership, it's a burden. But I don't know. I mean, it's nice to have a thing here in Southern Nevada. That's pretty good. I wouldn't want to be part of an organization that is shit. I mean, we're still shit. Don't get me wrong, but at least we try to maintain.
Well, and I don't think we're struggling with anything that every other band in our grade level isn't struggling with, right? Like. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's people that do it amazing. There's people that do it better than us, worse than us, same as us.
Right.
It's just one of those things where it's like, fuck, dude. At the end of the day, appreciate your leadership because they're the ones beating their heads against the wall trying to get you to fucking come to practice.
just to show up.
Just show up.
Just to motivate people.
90% of life, man. And I think it'd be interesting to see because, like, the only fear that I have is like we're gonna have an event where there's more people that came from out of town than came from in town.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that's a good wake-up call, or do you think that's like highly demotivating?
A wake-up call for who?
The local people. I mean, ultimately, that's the point.
I think it'd be a wake-up call for you and I.
I'm well aware of this. I don't know if that's a wake-up call for me because I'm well aware that. Here's the beauty of what I do is like I have the opportunity to choose who my students are. I don't need to take anybody at this point. There was a time when I had to take everybody.
Are you saying you're not gonna fucking look at my clap video for Bagpipe Freedom Phase 1?
Oh, no. I absolutely would, because that's my job. But what I'm saying is I don't have to take on a student. When people contact me like, hey, I'm interested in learning more, like, yeah, come to group lessons. I'll pass you off to somebody else. When you're worthy, I will take you on. I don't mean it that way. Like, it's not.
Well,
like
it's not
you're
worthy about a skill level.
It's like
it's worthy about a commitment level.
Commitment
Yeah,
level.
it's
It has
different.
nothing to do with your ability. It's like, are you actually interested in?
You
being
can
a
suck
better
ass. You can suck ass if you work harder than everyone else. You'll be better than everyone else. That's
Correct.
just how it is.
Player? Are you willing to
You'll be
actually
better.
care?
You'll
Do you
be better
care?
than the lazy person that has a little bit better immediate ability.
Right. Exactly. Do you care? That's the important thing. You know. So.
Are you going to drive out and pick up Tyree and Searchlight? Because if not, I don't want you.
Like, we're all in this together. This is a band. Everybody should be like, yeah, man. Well, other than Rick would be like, that would be ridiculous. But other than him, everybody would be like, yeah, man, I'm in. Where are you? Tell me where to go.
That's the thing that I miss, I think, from like when I like, because I think, and this is, I mean, we got to wrap up at some point, but
Yeah,
I think the thing for me has always been like, I wish it was more like when I went through, and not like the dark parts where like it was more misogynistic and people didn't know shit about reeds or tuning or proper maintenance or anything like that. Like, but the mentality, like the mentality, like the camaraderie back then, I've not had that recreated in a very long time, and that's what burns me out, right? Like,
Yeah, I've definitely thought about that and how to recreate that going forward.
I have some ideas.
Because
But
the efficiency is greater, but the camaraderie is less. You're absolutely right. I agree.
It might involve, cutting off the leg that's stuck in the bear trap, but I have some ideas.
I mean, I'm open to ideas. Like, there's no what's the word? What's the right way to say this? There's no what's the saying? There's no something on ideas. There's no
wrong way to milk a goose. I don't know.
I don't remember. There's no
Episode title.
Yeah. But I'm interested to know more about like what we can do to cultivate, if you will, what we already have.
Yeah.
Improve.
It's interesting. So, Fusco, we got to wrap this show up.
Yeah, dude.
It's been an incredibly rambling and interesting and fun grab bag. Do you want to drop any final thoughts there, brother?
I no, not really. Other than I'm very excited that we actually had an in-band practice with a bunch of people, and that's really encouraging. And I wish that on everybody else. I hope everybody else is doing that. Some people are slower than others, and that's fair. But get back to it. Fuck it.
Yeah, I think I have nothing really that different to say. I think that I was just super stoked to be there, and here's to getting bagpiping going again, man. I'm stoked.
Let's do it.
All right.
Worlds, bitches.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you to everyone who tuned in for this episode of the Channel Rant Podcast. It'll be out in mid-December. Have a great rest of your weekend. And, I'm going to go ahead and play us out.